the Norse gods like Thor and
Mm,
Odin, and also the
mm,
Viking culture, where the
mm,
Vikings really were connected with their Norse gods. If I go to for any warrior arts from the
mm,
Vikings, I
mm.
don't see much happening here around that.
Where does it come from? You have to ask this question. No? That's because they're done by historians, not by practitioners of the art. You have to be the practitioner. This information will come through your breath. Yoga is what every martial artist needs to learn, and every person who is doing yoga needs to learn martial arts.
Ancient Norse gods, ancient Hindu gods, everybody's carrying a weapon. All are immortals as well.
I increase my energy so that this problem feels small for me. This is a heavy sword, and this is a mace. Or it can be an axe also, it can be Thor's hammer also. Okay? Krishna was a Malla. Krishna was undefeatable. Not as a god, but as a human. Hanuman's tail is the most feared part of Hanuman. He is an immortal on the earth, not in the heavens. Gods have teachers. Why don't you need? Who do you think you are? Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Welcome Acharya Kunal once again to Skanda's Immortal Tribe.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again. Before we begin our podcast, let's start with a mantra which you would like to share with us.
It's Hanuman's mantra. It's called Om Aim Bhreem Hanumate Namaha.
It's
It
Bhim,
means
right? Okay.
Bhreem,
Bhim.
Bhreem, Bhrim, Bhreem, Bhreem, not Bream, Bhreem,
Oh,
Bhrim.
Bhim. Yeah.
Yeah. Om, Aim, Bhreem, Hanumate Namaha. You can hold this mudra. Okay. Chin mudra is also fine. Okay.
Okay.
And when you're doing this mantra, feel like a lightning striking your head and going down your body and connecting to the earth.
Mhm.
Okay. Lightning striking your head and connecting to the earth through your body. Okay. And the meaning of this mantra is nothing but Hanuman, I respect you. Okay. Offering your respect to Hanuman. Yeah. Om
Oh.
Aim Bhreem Hanumate Namaha.
Om Aim Bhrim Hanumate Namaha. It feels really charged up. It's like the spine when you told me to focus. I feel a little bit grounded now.
The
Thank you.
more intensely you feel, each and every cell of yours will be charged with lightning energy.
Yeah, it feels
So,
like it takes the spine all together
yeah,
and it fixes
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, that was really lovely. Thanks for sharing.
My pleasure.
Um, as we are going to talk about war and
Mm,
warrior arts, so we also have the Lord of War, which is Odin,
mhm,
and Thor
mhm,
with us.
mhm,
So I would just like to give a little bit of prayer to Odin.
mhm,
So, hail Odin, god of wisdom and inspiration, grant us the gift of your knowledge and guide us on the path of the warrior. Okay, so the first question is that, as I have mentioned before as well with you, that about my experience when I first came to Scandinavia and I started getting into the society and started learning about their culture. So I used to read get some knowledge about Viking books, and I was trying to get some, get some books where I can find authentic knowledge. And during lunchtime, when I used to discuss it with my co-workers
mm,
or some
mm,
friends, so they are excited. They get very excited to talk about it, but at the same time,
mm,
they keep it very low.
mm,
And then it's like there is nothing much to explore as of
mm,
now. So
mm,
you cannot really explore if you're interested in those
mm,
areas of life. The Norse gods like Thor and
mm,
Odin, and also the
mm,
Viking culture, where the
mm,
Vikings really were connected with their Norse gods. And
mm,
they had a very much powerful connection with the nature as well. There are hardly any martial arts class now.
mm,
If I go to for any warrior arts or
mm,
want to find any ancient warrior art skills from the
mm,
Vikings, I
mm,
don't see
mm,
much happening here around that
mm,
culture. So, as you
mm,
have already learned about ancient martial arts from
mm,
Gurukulam, you have
mm,
learned both Karlakatte and Gada. Would you like to share
mm,
us a little bit about your experience about ancient
mm.
arts?
See, when I started 8 years ago, I also thought that there was nothing in our country. whatever ancient martial arts and whatever magical things that people talk about and are mentioned in the Ramayana and the Mahabharata and all these kinds of warfare methods and practices, I felt like it's not there. And if you feel that this problem exists in your life, then you are the person who needs to solve this problem. Okay, it's a fantastic problem to solve, right?
Yes.
So you're doing it in your own journey. You're doing it. So it'll come. If it's not there right now, it'll come very soon. We have to create it. We have to. Where does it come from? You have to ask this question. No? Where does all of this come from?
Yeah, I mean, if you go and want to find and
Hmm,
research, I mean, there are some
hmm,
museums here,
hmm,
but we are not
hmm.
exactly sure about the
Correct.
authenticity of those
Correct.
information which is being shared.
Yeah. That's because they're done by historians, not by practitioners of the art. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to be the practitioner. This information will come through your breath. Okay. There's energy and information that comes through your breath. When you start cultivating, first thing that you need to cultivate is deep respect. I had shared this yesterday. When you have that deep respect, each and every breath that you take you'll find nourishment because you're giving respect, you're also getting respect. Okay. From this knowledge. And then you'll start vibrating at that frequency because you're getting that energy. Slowly and slowly and slowly, your cells will start vibrating. And the resonance that you are creating in your cells will attract that knowledge, will
Mhm.
attract the gurus, not the knowledge, but the gurus who will teach you this knowledge. Okay. If it is supposed to be, if it is not in your karma, then you need to figure out what your karma is. Like everything is learning, right?
Mm.
So I didn't know that this is supposed to be my karma, teach Hanuman Gada and teach warrior arts like the Karlakatte. I didn't know that this was supposed to be karma. I thought my karma is to not doing something,
Okay.
not not being addicted, not you know, but relief is my karma. My karma is to heal, become, my karma is to I don't know, do what sales. I thought at one point I was so good at sales. I need to, I need to focus on being someone who's a ace salesman. Okay? I was born to be I was born to be a basketball player, is what I thought before. Okay. So you don't know what it is. It has to be revealed to you. Okay. But when you are walking this path, you try to help people when you are getting, when you're trying to go there where you want to go. Like, okay, I want to learn martial arts, ancient martial arts, and not just the martial arts. When you say martial arts, people think it's, stuff that UFC fighters do. Okay,
Yeah,
beat each
MMA,
other up.
UFC
Yeah,
fighter.
MMA
Yes.
stuff. That's not what it is. Okay. Yes, there are physical practices that we do, but there are also spiritual warfare, the subtle world that we live in. We cultivate our presence in the subtle world, and we start influencing karmas that we want, and not the karmas that are opposite to us, you know, that are opposite to our goals. That's also martial art. Okay. So it needs to connect with yoga. Okay. Yoga is what every martial artist needs to learn, and every person who is doing yoga needs to learn martial arts because they're both the same, one and the same. Okay. So that's what it is.
It's good that you mentioned that the
Mm,
yogis and then the connection with the martial arts because
mm,
uh, I asked one of the Buddhist practitioner first,
mm,
like what, because when I was practicing this, I also
mm,
learning a martial art
mm,
myself, and not in
mm,
a more like a beginner level.
mm, mm,
And then They said
Mm,
that martial art does not came by from yoga or from the spiritual lineage. It's just the
mm,
people that were getting their those knowledge adapted by
mm,
themselves.
mm,
So it
mm,
didn't really click, it didn't
mm,
really make sense. Because
mm,
then we look at this ancient Norse gods, ancient Hindu gods, everybody's carrying a weapon. And they all are immortals as well. So it's like there is a connection between this immortality and learning about warrior arts
mm.
and learning about yoga as well. So it seems like there is like a path towards that goal.
Correct. First, you have to be really resilient to the shit that society is throwing in your way. Okay. None of this is possible if you are stuck in day-to-day social problems. Okay? Like bad relationships, like bad health, and bad money problems, and whatever social problems you have, fights and mental health issues. All these things are social problems. Person needs to transcend these before they can actually start sensing what their purpose is, how this martial art can help them give them their purpose. And a lot of people come to train with the wrong attitude. They come with the energy of, wanting to get rid of the social problems with divine practices.
Mhm.
You know what I said before, right?
Yeah.
I thought that my karma was to get relief. The good karma I thought in my life was to get relief. Many people think that that's enough for them, okay, getting relief from their problems. So they are unable to sustain these spiritual practices. So they keep jumping from one thing to the other, trying to find relief because, okay, you find relief for one problem, then some other problem comes up that you have to find relief from. Okay. So that's not being a warrior. Warrior means you have to be resilient to these problems and you have to increase your energy so much that these problems are not hard for you to solve. Okay, how do you solve a problem? I don't solve any problem. I just increase my energy. I increase my energy so that this problem feels small for me. Okay, so that's why we need these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting because then
Mm,
the people like they follow social lineage, which is
mm,
designed for draining your energy, basically.
mm.
It drains
Correct.
your energy, it makes you miserable, it makes life
Yes.
uh, around you miserable as well. So it's
Yes.
like a yeah, it's like a never-ending downward spiral that is happening in the society right now.
Yes.
And if you want to get out of that mud, so
Mm,
that's what we had that podcast yesterday, right? Where we
correct.
discussed how to heal our body and how
Correct.
to get into a disciplined state, how to like prepare
Correct.
your body to at least be ready for
Correct.
practicing ancient martial arts skills.
Correct.
Would you like to give us some inputs on how, if a
Mm,
person who's a new beginner or wants to join directly, would you like to have some guidelines for him, what he should be
mm.
doing before joining this kind of arts?
Yeah, basics. Get a lot of sun. Get a get a lot of earth. Have a good, healthy relationship with the sun and with the earth. Okay, two things. And then third thing is eat a lot of fat in your diet. Okay, it helps you to conduct earth and conduct between the earth and the sky. Okay, conduct electricity between the earth and the sky. If you're deficient in fat, it will be really hard for you to recover from, you know, problems in your life. Problems that manifest as health problems. Okay, mental problems manifest as health problems. Relationship problems manifest as health problems. Money problems manifest as health problems. Okay, so everything can be fixed if you have this clarity about what's the root of that problem. Okay, so when you have energy, you'll be able to sense, okay, this is the root. Get energy, get a lot of energy. Where does energy come from? The sun and the earth and the breath. Okay. So do a breathing practice every day. Okay.
Mhm.
Do a breathing practice that oxygenates your body properly, that adds the charge to your cells, okay, that the air is carrying. Go and do this next to a beach or in the forest or early in the morning before sunrise. 2 hours before sunrise, you have to sit and you have to do your practices in Brahma Murta. Okay, it's called Brahma Murta because the day is not yet created. Brahma is the creator, right? It's getting created. So the day is getting created in that period. It is called Brahma Murta. You are creating the day. Who is creating the day? You have to create it from, the small particles that are extremely charged and very potent. If you put your attention there in your day, if you're able to clean your senses during that time through the practices, and if you're able to see your past, present, and future, and what are you doing in life, where are you headed, and thinking about it and navigating early in the morning before you actually go and do things in the day, you'll start feeling like a lot of, you know, a lot of grace coming in for you, backing you up that, okay, you go and you do it, grace will take care of it. Okay, don't worry.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's like you get
Hmm.
connected with the surroundings, which in the with the natural surroundings, and you finally start becoming more charged and start getting more connected with the nature as well. So in
Correct.
turn, it makes you more energized and
Yeah.
it helps your body into get into a better shape also.
Yes. Healthy fat is very important. Don't eat any fat. Ghee, coconut oil, olive oil is also okay, but mainly ghee and coconut oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Can you share also about some Karlakatte basic knowledge when you started practicing? What is Karlakatte?
Okay. I started practicing from my guru. Uh, he was practicing under his guru um, in Pondicherry. And I started in COVID. Okay, before COVID, I started. I just got a small karla katay, 2 kgs. And like I started swinging. And I was initially doing it to fix, learn how to, increase strength in my spine and increase strength and improve my posture because my posture was really bad. My whole life, I used to, curl like coil like a worm and sit with some device, some device, laptop. Even if I'm watching TV, I'll sit like this, okay, on the sofa. Everybody does this at their house, thinking that that's how it, but that's the body language of fear. Okay, so I had this body language. So I'm like, that's not me, right? I started training in Karnataka. Guruji said that these are the basics, you practice them. So I just did them throughout the COVID lockdown. Okay. Just 3 or 4 basic movements. Okay. Not even swinging like those fancy people swinging. Just some basics. 4 or 5 techniques. That's it. And the Hanuman Dand is that what he taught me, And Hindu push-ups, they're also known as Hindu push-ups. There are different set of push-ups that people do. Our ancestors used to do. And they're very famous now as one of the push-ups. They're called Hindu push-ups. When you go down, come up, and then you go down back again. Okay.
Yeah.
So um, that's it, basic stuff, you know. Started from the basics. And then after that, after the lockdown was over, my Guruji started, during the lockdown, we started some online training classes and I got really good at it. He was paying attention. Like, okay, this guy is doing good. Let me give him some more responsibility. Let's see what he can do.
Mhm.
So he sent me Karlakatas. Okay. And he'd send me a heavier Karnataka. I was so happy. Oh, I deserve a raise. It's like getting a big fat raise in
Yeah, yeah.
the, you know,
Getting a
oil
level
check.
up.
Yeah. So I got that. I was too excited. And I practiced the hell out of it. I used to go in the forest. I used to go climb a hill. I used to carry it in my bag. I used to remove the yoga mat from the bag of the yoga mat and I used to put my katlakata in it and then I used to carry it. I used to carry it in really weird places also. Even if I was not practicing, I was carrying it. Okay. I tell my students even now, okay, you have Hanuman Gada, it's too overwhelming. There are lots of practices to do. You're eating your food, right? You keep your Gada on your lap while you eat your food. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You're watching Netflix, right? You keep your Gada with you. You're going to your bed, right? You keep your Gada with you. Oh, you're going to your office, you carry your Gada with you. Make it a part of who you are. Okay. And then you'll feel like, whatever you do in the day, it'll just get your body to do it. Okay. You don't have to even try to do it. I don't I don't have to motivate myself to practice. That's what I used to do. I used to carry it everywhere with me. Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
building your self-image kind of, right?
correct,
It's like feeding your mind, your body, your senses, everything that you are the
correct,
being, and that's why you're carrying it. So it's like a part of
correct,
self-image.
correct. People carry a lot of shit in their mind, emotions that weigh them down. Okay. Find that 2, 3, 5 minutes and put this work in. Okay, that's what I used to do. My emotions were getting really heavy. Right now, I'm sorted emotionally. I don't have a lot of sadness, sorrow anymore. But
Mhm.
back in the day, I used to feel it. This was my solution, man. This was my solution. Karla katai. Okay.
Can you show the Kadlakatai? Oh, so
Yeah, yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Both are just
This,
a little bit different. I mean, they are
yeah,
like kind of same. Both are wooden, but they are like a little like.
yeah. This one is 3 kgs. The Gada is 3 kgs. This is five
Mhm.
and a half kgs. Yeah. This is a heavy sword. Okay.
I think you mentioned about. Did you
Yeah.
mention the difference between the Gada and?
Yeah. This is a heavy sword. And this is a mace, or it can be an axe also. It can be Thor's hammer also. Okay. It's similar. Okay. So that's it. Nothing much different. You see all the different weapons that the gods are carrying.
Yeah.
There are different, the weight, if you look at the technical parts of it, the weight is distributed differently. Okay. The weight is at the far end here. It's difficult to control the Gada. It's
Yeah.
slightly easier to control the Karlakatai. But you can, you know, there are different applications. This doesn't, I can't attack the same way as I attack with this. I have to leap and do things with the Gada. But with the sword, I have to learn how to have that finesse and that smooth. You know, I can't do it because I'm wearing earphones right now.
Yeah.
It will just
It
fall.
will drop the earphones.
But you have to have the finesse. You have to have that a lot of grace and a lot of fine control as well. It's like slicing people up. But the
Right.
Gada is smashing people. Ah, you know.
Yeah, so it's like a difference between them.
Yeah. So the axe is not slashing, but it's also hacking. The axe is like it's hacking into pieces. Yeah. So if you attack with the Gada, it will shatter the bones, and it's not possible to heal shattered bones. You can heal cuts and slices and stabs and all that stuff. You can heal them. There are ways people have found out to heal, but this is like you hit it.
And then it's gone
Yeah.
forever.
But the defense for the Gada is developing a really strong body that can take the Gada. Okay, developing that body which can
Able
take
to take
trauma.
the
Okay,
attack, yeah.
so 2 years ago, like we do this in our training, Guruji teaches us to make our body really strong. Okay, so I was in an accident. Okay, I was riding my bike and I was in some really shit emotions. Because I wanted to escape. There was a lot of problems going on, relationship problems, and you know me wanting to be violent towards myself because I'm not able to do things. But I was not able to do what I wanted. So I was just busy escaping instead of solving the problem that was causing problems in other people's lives as well as myself.
Hmm.
I was sitting at the bike and I was escaping. One day I was just sat and I was in a really bad mood that time because I was expecting certain behavior. I didn't have any communication skills. The communication was just happening in the mind. and I was not paying attention on the road. And suddenly, one guy who wanted to take a U-turn was on my left. He took a U-turn and he banged on me, on the left side. And I didn't fall. The bike was like rock stable. Okay. There was a big dent in his car. My foot below it was like hanging. It was shattered and it was hanging. But I had to put it in place and I had to wrap it for many days. It took some time to heal. It was some trauma on my left side, my left shoulder, my left hip. They were badly hurt, but nothing broke in my body. The foot that was just dislocated, all these small, small, small bones that were there that were dislocated, I just had to fix it. And you know, but if you looked at that car, it looked as if it had killed someone. Someone would have died in
Mm.
that kind of an impact. I just recovered in 2 weeks, man. I just recovered in 2 weeks. Okay. The same night, I went out to have ice cream and dinner with my friends. Okay.
How did you
Without
do?
any problem. Nothing. This is just grace. It's the energy that protects you. Okay. It's a field of energy. It's a field of sound. It's a field of vibration that softens the impact, and also that has trained your body to absorb and adjust. But I had still had some trauma. Like it lasted for 1 year. That trauma. It was like the body had not recovered. There were some places, especially in my left foot, that were getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. But then I realized that it was so deep that I hadn't let go of it. So I went to a healer and she fixed my foot. And at that time I was able to realize, oh, then I took it off. So when you're healing, you start realizing, you start connecting the dots. But my point is, you have to make your body like that. You have to make your body into a weapon to be able to take another weapon like the gada. Okay. Same with this, a sword as well. You'll not get cut. Your body will not get cut. Your skin will be very resilient. Okay. Can't get cut so easily.
So it's like the secret of immortality as well, where you
Hmm.
repair faster than you decay.
Yep. Yep. That's right.
Yes. So I
It
would like
comes.
to go into the next phase now, your
Hmm.
new phase when you began. What was the
Hmm.
moment when Guruji decided to give you Hanuman Gada and teach you the Hanuman Gada
Hmm.
skill? Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I started teaching Karlakatai, and we taught a lot of people. We just didn't teach Karlakatai. We taught warfare with Karlakatai, which nobody else taught. Okay. Like proper martial arts with Karlakatai. And Guruji taught it to us. We used to teach it to the people, and Guruji used to also teach it with us. We
Mhm.
did this gig for like 4 years, since 2020 till the end of 2023. We did this till the start of 2024. After that, you know, there was some karma. Like we were getting the same problems in the students. People used to come and cry. We used to give them this, and they still used to cry. We're
Okay.
like, what is this? Why are they not stopping? Why are they not realizing that this is the solution? Why you have to practice? There are 100 reasons why they're not practicing. We realize that something needs to change in our message. Something needs to change in how we need to attract people. We are attracting people by, solve this problem, solve this, solve this, solve this, solve this in your life, solve this. Okay. But people are busy focused on the problem instead of what they need to aspire for, instead of their dream, instead of their grace. I don't know if you saw that.
It fell
You
down.
just it just fell and there was some, yeah, it's a bird up there. Huh.
Oh.
So what was I saying about this? Yeah, so about the dream. So then one day I got a dream of Hanuman. You know, Guruji had told me you will learn Hanuman Gada. Okay. Before Karlakatai, before I started learning anything, I started learning this art called Bhimi. Bhimi is the martial arts of Bhim. Bhim is the one of the Pandavas in the Mahabharata, right? There's an art called Bhimi, which is like wrestling. Okay, and there's a lot of fighting involved in that. So at that time only he told me like Bhimi is there, but there are other martial arts as well, like Hanumani, like Krishni. Krishna was also a wrestler. Okay, people show Krishna as some, playboy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell, man? Krishna was a Malla, he was a champion. Nobody could defeat him in wrestling. Not even his brother, who was really good, you know, Balram. Balram was Bhima's teacher, even Duryodhana's teacher.
Mhm.
Krishna was undefeatable, not as a god, but as a human. Okay, he was so good. So Hanumani, he mentioned his Hanuman style. Hanuman has his tail, Hanuman's tail is the most feared part of Hanuman, not Hanuman's Gada, no. Okay, Hanuman's Gada, okay. Hanuman's tail is like burned the whole of Lanka, spread all across Lanka. Okay, used to he battered people with his tail. Okay, people are afraid of his tail. Tulsidas has, written about this in Hanuman Bahuk, how his tail caused a lot of terror, a tail causing terror in Lanka. Okay, they can't see Hanuman. Where is this coming from? But they can see the tail that's spreading this fire and just like beating people up. Okay, so that's the Hanumani. Okay, Guruji said that you're going to learn this someday when you're ready, when you're worthy. I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means, but I know I can trust you. So whenever I'm ready, you tell me. I will learn. In the meantime, I'll work on myself. I'll try to be more worthy through my actions, through my words, through my thought, through my speech. So I started working on myself. I started fixing problems. I started showing up in this world as I someone I would respect. Okay. People don't show up this way. People show up in any shabby way, wanting to be respected, wanting respect. But are you showing up as someone who's respectable, as someone who you yourself will respect? So people don't have this thing called a mirror in their house. Or even if they have, they don't stand in front of it. When we do our practices, we use a mirror, like really, you know, really good mirror. Mirror is a portal into another dimension. Millions of dimensions are existing beyond the mirror that you can reflect back upon you. So it's very powerful. We teach it. Okay. And then after many years of suffering, going through challenges, nothing about Hanuman, okay? Not a single drop about Hanuman. Everything about something about I was learning, a lot of things. But they were all necessary for me to get to be worthy of Hanuman's knowledge. Okay. When I finally got over the lust, mainly, I had gotten over my greed, anger, jealousy, and all those things. Okay. My biggest problem was lust and also arrogance, these two. Okay. Arrogance and lust. So I was able to overcome lust because of brahmacharya. Okay. Brahmacharya is the practice of conserving your sexual energy and looking at it as something sacred, something that's being given to you as a responsibility. Okay. The more you find it sacred, the more responsibility you get, the more authority also you get over that responsibility. And you're able to speak with people, doesn't matter, you'll be able to transcend class, creed, everything, and you'll be able to connect to people. So that's what that's how I came about Hanuman Gada. Like Guruji said, okay, you're ready? Let's start this podcast called Ancient Echoes, where we teach about the divine history of this land and how Hanuman has been watching. Okay, he's in this planet on this land, in this reality. Okay, in the physical reality he exists. Okay, he's an immortal. In on the earth, not in the heavens, on the earth, right? So, like, okay, this is feeling very powerful, but still I had some stupidity, arrogance was happening. Okay. Then Guruji didn't teach me again. He gave me some basic lessons. I thought I have I've become worthy now. Let me, but I did some stupid things. I got into fights with some friends. It's not intentional, not intentionally, but you know, karma happens. So he said like I'm not gonna teach you. First you solve this problem. Then I had to solve that problem. I had to build a good reputation with that person, and I had to help him also have a good reputation with me and create that space. And then again he started teaching. So like that, things have been evolving. And Hanuman Gada is not just about Hanuman and the Gada and practicing it as a martial art. It starts first by understanding about Hanuman. So we did a series of podcasts on Hanuman and Hanuman Chalisa and different attributes and different forms of Hanuman. They're there on YouTube. So this is all divine knowledge that Guruji has been extremely kind to share and extremely generous. So when you look at that, when you absorb that energy, it nourishes you, and that's what I needed. When you start getting that nourishment, now you're connected to the history of Hanuman. You're connected to the future of Hanuman. You're connected to the presence of Hanuman. Now you're not waking up in your own world, you're waking up in Hanuman's world. How are you going to show up in that world? Every day you have that responsibility to show up like that in Hanuman's world. You can't show up as any other way. Okay? So that's how it went. And it helped me help a lot of people show up in that way. You know, a lot of people message me and tell me that because of you, I am in a much better place right now. People with really, problems that took me years to solve, I was able to help them in a few weeks, days, sometimes minutes, just over a call, because I've made my body worthy of channeling Hanuman's energy. I'm not coming in my own way of receiving that and transmitting it to the person. I practice to get out of the way. Okay. That's ego. Okay. Coming in your own way is ego. Trying to feel ownership over this divine authority is ego. But when you practice, letting go, and when you practice moving out of your own way, that's when you are able to channel. That's when you're able to be the medium for other people. Okay. Be the medium for Hanuman that other people are asking for. So if you are doing healing, okay, then you be the medium for the divine people who you are connected to in your lineage. Okay? If you are practicing arts of warrior arts of Vikings, then you have to really truly connect to these beings, these divine beings, and learn to break your ego and learn to just surrender it. You don't need it. Okay? Ego is just protection from being awesome. Why do you want protection from being awesome?
It was wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. It's really nice. You mentioned about this breaking down
Mm,
your ego and surrendering, or at least making our
mm,
mind coming in a way of
mm.
receiving that energy, that divine energy to whomever God we want to connect with. So it's a devotion aspect as well, right? Like how to cultivate or how to be in that devotional state towards Hanuman or Norse gods like Odin or Thor. Some.
It's it's not possible to do it yourself. Number one, you have to realize this. You need a guru, you need a spiritual mentor, you need someone who you can really deeply trust, okay, and be open to, honest to, because that person has the best of interests in his heart, even though you don't have it.
Right.
That person has it. That person has it. A lot of times you don't have it because of stupidity, you know. Ignorance is another thing that comes in the way. It's different than ego. Ignorance is just the culture that you adopt, you know, without thinking. So, yeah. So, how do you have this devotion and surrender ego? Is first by finding someone you can really deeply trust and surrender to. Even if that person tells you to end your life, okay, there is a good reason why this person will tell me to end my life. He'll not tell me, you know, but you need to have that much of deep faith knowing that this is in the best interest of the greater picture of your life. Nobody is telling you to end your life, okay? I just gave that example, but this doesn't happen. No mentally stable person will tell you to end your life. But if that is, you know, even you start thinking how that will make sense to you. When I realized that I don't need any, you know, dating and all that stuff, you know, I was confused. Like, then how do I go about this, you know?
Mm.
Then I realized, okay, I have to focus on my dharma. I have to grow a community. I have to have a tribe of warriors, and amongst them, who people who really care about me will be with me. Okay, I don't have to go looking for people. I don't have to go looking for dates. I don't have to go and a lot of levels. I don't have to go looking for friends. I don't because I'm feeling lonely. I don't have to. The problem of loneliness can be solved by being of real value and growing at scaling it up to such a good level that forms a symbiotic environment, and that environment will give you back the fruit that you have created, okay, or you are a part of if you are contributing to that environment. The gurukulam is one such environment, okay, but this needs to spread everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
So devotion comes when you are part of this bigger ecosystem, you know. That's the second thing. You need a guru, you need a gurukulam, okay, a symbiotic environment, that tribe that supports you and is also devoted and reflecting that light from all directions to you. And you are sensing it more and more and more and more. So it doesn't take someone years to develop it because they didn't have that environment. It took me years because I didn't have this environment back in the day. My guru had to work a lot to have the environment that we have today. I had to work a lot under his guidance to have the environment that we have today. You also had to work a lot to be in an environment where you are today and to create what you're creating now in the future. You will have to work hard. But that hard work is only internal. It's not external. Okay? External hard work, you don't even have to worry. People are afraid and lazy about external hard work.
Mhm.
Internal hard work. Okay? Being at ease, that's the most, that's the hardest part. Relaxing. Relaxing so much in life that even the hardest of activities feels like a breeze. Today I did a push-up that was 2 minutes long. Okay, 2 minutes long. But I was so relaxed inside. I was like shaking. My whole body was shaking. And my muscles were ripping so much of, you know. But I was relaxed inside. I was enjoying it because I had surrendered. I had let go. And I had this body knows what it's doing. It's connected to the divine. It's channeling energy. Let me not get in the way. Let me just facilitate it better and better and better and better in whatever way I can do it. How I can, in what position I need to occupy internally. So, you know, you just focus on the breath sometimes. You focus on some mantra sometimes. And you have to really deeply invest in that. As if, you know, some people are devoted to playing a guitar. Everybody has devotion, you know, they play the guitar with so much devotion.
Yeah.
People people have devotion towards food. You know, they enjoy cooking food. The same devotion that you have in some things that you do. You know, some people are devoted to their parents, some people are devoted to, you know, not anymore. I don't think so anymore. The values have been corrupted to a really. deep extent. So that's very rare to find. Some people are devoted to their country. Some people are devoted to nature. They enjoy nature. Okay. Some people are devoted to a lot of things. They're devoted. Some people are devoted to their work. Some people are devoted to studying. Some of the, wherever you're, how you feel passion, right? It's the same emotion. You have to feel passion towards the divine to go deep into it. Whatever practice you're doing, you need to do it as if you're playing the guitar. Okay, like you are someone who is totally in tune, someone who's in flow, someone who is, you know, indulging fully in that activity. That's what this is. Okay, you have to master your sadhana. Have a guru, have a gurukulam, master the practices, master. Okay, if you have 100 practices, don't try to master 100. Take 5 out of them and spend many, 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 many days with them. Okay, that's what Hanuman Gada practice is like. Okay, we just we have a lot of practices. Okay, but my goal is not to, it's not like an exam that you study. Okay, blah 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 blah. Blah. Just mug up things and write, vomit it the next day, and then don't remember. That's what people do in exams. And we are experts of experts in giving exams. We have given so many exams that you know I've lost count. Every year I used to give at least 100 exams. Okay. And do that for over how many years? 20 years. 100 into 20 is how much? 2000? 2000 exams I've given in my life.
So,
Okay. Without even being devoted to it. So you see the power of devotion if you just do one thing with devotion. With devotion, it will turn the whole thing around. One drop is enough to take care of all the stupid shit that you have done in your life. One drop is enough to overturn the effects of all of that accumulated things that you have done in your life. That has accumulated in your lap today. You don't know what, get this one drop of devotion in your practice.
yeah,
You don't have a thing to worry about.
that's really wonderful. You
Mm,
mentioned also about the Gurukulam system and
mm,
also having a guru in our presence. It
mm,
makes a lot of
mm,
difference
mm,
because I have observed that in our modern society, at least, and in
mm,
many of the societies, we don't have this culture anymore.
mm,
Would you like to share your experience or some inputs on how we can start building this curriculum system once again in
mm,
places like Scandinavia, or
mm,
how to
mm,
have this guru-shishya parampara?
mm, mm. Yeah, no. Gods also had gurus here. You look it up. There will be so many teachers. Odin taught Thor a lot. There are so many wisdom pieces of wisdom that he gave Thor. Thor was like a stupid, powerful person initially when he was young. He became wiser and wiser and wiser and wiser through his battles because of the guidance that he got from the people who he respected in his life. So gods have teachers. Why don't you need? Who do you think you are? You're above the god. That you don't need gurus. You don't need spiritual mentors. Atheism thinks that they have figured it out. Okay. Atheism is the biggest problem in this world. Thinking atheism is nothing but a lot of ego. Okay. And it's coming from a really deep sense of insecurity, fear that I don't know what I will find out if I go in there. Okay. See, when Sigmund Freud was learning all the things about the mind, and not just Sigmund Freud, but his students as well, okay, and also Carl Jung and the other parallel movement that was happening in the field of psychoanalysis and psychotherapy. All these are atheist gods, okay. See, if you're an atheist, you don't believe in God, then your God is Sigmund Freud. Okay? Because you're not doing anything other than what he has already done. So you're following that blueprint. Your guru is Sigmund Freud. And
Exactly.
he lived miserable, he lived a miserable life, okay? So but he had some contributions, okay? He found out when a child is separated from his mother, creates anxiety. That's the first time when a human experiences anxiety, when there is separation from the mother. Okay. All of us have experienced separation from our mothers, right? So, what is this separation from mother mean? Not the physical mother, the mother of creation. What you're feeling, the sense of motherly love and the sense of motherly care that you're feeling as a child, that you felt as a child, was not coming from your mother. It was coming from the energy that your mother was extremely in tune with when she was pregnant with you. Imagine your mother was an asshole to you. Okay. You'll feel separation from the mother, you'll feel anxiety, but you'll feel like as if where is this care? Where is this? It's not there, but it's there inside the body. You have sensed it. And you're not able to sense it anymore. That's why you're able to feel anxiety. And it after that happens, now your gut starts, getting really weak. If you don't have that motherly connection with Devi, your gut becomes really weak because of anxiety. It keeps palpitating in different frequencies of anxiety. Beta state,
Mhm.
it's a beta state, extremely stressful, okay? Constantly stressful, okay? That's what people in Scandinavia are experiencing. That's atheism explained in pure scientific terms and uh, through evidences as well. There are lots of evidences, you can look it up. So if you start understanding, okay, you're an atheist, right? So look at devotion, look at the practice of devotion and spirituality from the lens of an educated, you know, scientist who is open. Okay, there are lots of scientists who have done good research showing that whatever has been taught to you in your schools is wrong. There is divine energy present. There's something called ether that they say, but it's not ether. It's nature. Okay, it's your senses in reverse. That's what it is. You can sense something.
Yeah.
The same thing is sensing you back. Okay, that's it. And the way that when you become aware of that, how you change your senses, how you change, how you are sensing that presence, it creates changes in that presence, and it starts creating, massive shifts around you. Okay, that night I was sitting in a cave here in Chamundi forest. There's a cave. Okay, I used to go there to meditate, and I meditated for a few hours in the morning. Okay, and the sun was rising. As the sun was rising, I felt some shift in my sensory awareness. My practice was done. I was ready to sense Devi. I was ready to sense that presence around me, that energy that I was building up just to sense it and just to get some grace for the day so that I can spread it with my people and my community. I could see it shift, the way trees were shaped, they shifted, you know. There was a shift in their being. Although the image was same, but how I was sensing it shifted. Okay. And how it was sensing me shifted. Something changed, like when you are utterly relaxed, something around you gets relaxed.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's how it felt like. And at that moment, the rocks changed, and there was the face of the person who sat in that cave got imprinted in that rock. And there was another Naga Sadhu with me. He's a friend of mine. So I used to hang out because he takes me to places in the forest and all. So I told him, hey, look at that. Can you see that? And like he's saying, like, it was not there before. It just happened. The face of the person who was sitting and meditating there for many, many years, more than 100 years ago, in that same place, in that forest, his face got imprinted.
Wow.
So I was able to connect with him in the heavens, and I don't know what I got at that time. I asked Devi, what did you give me? He said, I gave you the gift of Ananda, which is the gift of happiness. Like you sensing and you being respected because you are showing respect. Okay? So that is Ananda.
That's a very good point that you mentioned, that you found
Mm,
like how Devi gives happiness through these kind of
mm,
miracles that you
mm,
explore during your expeditions. So
mm. Yeah, it changes you,
the
changes you
the
fundamentally.
Scandinavian countries, they are labeled mostly as like happiest countries in the world, but then when you look at the
Yeah,
index, and they have like very much depression rate and all these kind of stuff going on.
yeah, yeah.
It is
Addiction
also because
rates, suicide rates, all
yeah.
the negatives also.
So it is
Yeah,
also because of the separation that you mentioned. And when a
yeah,
mother and baby is separated, there is a level of anxiety which increases, right?
yep,
It's also the
yep,
mother, the divine mother or the nature.
yep,
So
yep,
we as human beings are so disconnected from nature itself because we are
yep.
looking to this small petty, this small petty
Mm,
happiness that we want
mm,
to be with someone, we want
mm,
to have those social lineage happiness index instead of
mm.
like going towards this.
Yep.
Instead of,
Devi is enjoying.
yeah. So
Mm,
it's like you go for like small vacation rather than enjoying where you actually are. You're not in the
mm,
land. You're not connected to the
mm.
land where you are. You're always feeling depressed because of the weather here. So because of that, you're also feeling a lot of anxiety and depression as well.
Yep. See the forms that they fill out for these happiness surveys need to be really thoroughly evaluated based on what are they saying that people are happy there. Just because they're earning some amount of money more than other people, other countries, just because they have better financial assets, just because they have families with kids, just because they have a job, just because they're living longer, doesn't mean that the quality of all of it is good. Okay. Someone might live for 100 years, but they'll be extremely miserable till the last day, and they'll cause misery in other people's lives as well. They're happy with that. How can you call that as happiness? What are the parameters for happiness that you're measuring? Have you actually asked nature, are you happy with us? That's the parameter that you need to measure. If nature is happy with you, then you can be happy with yourself. Okay? Is nature happy with you? If she is, then she'll reward you in so many ways. Yesterday there was a cat sitting here. Okay?
Yeah.
When I was talking. Black kitty that never comes. I've never seen her before. Okay. She just came after we did a fire ritual. Okay. She was hanging out here. Stuff happens. Miracles start happening around you. You know, crazy miracles start happening around you. So when nature is happy with you, okay, she gives you what you need in life to achieve your goals. She's your mother. She cares about you. So if you have that care, then only if you're feeling that motherly love and care every day when you wake up and before you go to sleep, then you're happy man or a woman or a child or whatever parent. But if you don't have this connection, deep spiritual connection to Devi, then all the happiness parameters that you're measuring are low happiness, cheap happiness. Okay, it's called getting what you want. You want to have sex tonight? Get on an app, hook up with someone, have sex, feel happy, get what you want. You want to have the food that you want, go to some restaurant, the most amazing place, get what you want, have it, enjoy. It's not happiness. It runs out within few seconds. Even before you eat it, you're not happy. Okay? That's not happiness. That's just a trap of social lineage that's designed to make you extract the dopamine that you feel out of you. Okay? It just breaks your dopamine. It makes you more and more impotent towards happiness. You become an impotent You become incapable of holding happiness. You become incapable of sensing happiness. You become incapable of creating happiness inside you and around you. So the more you try to become happy by, going for a vacation and all those things, people define, this country is happy because everyone here goes for a vacation. So wrong parameters of measurement. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
these
what
are
it
like
is.
just
Yeah,
more ways of how to lose virya.
yeah,
Maybe there
yeah,
should be a book, How to Lose Virya, then you add all
yeah.
these details of social lineage.
Yes, that's what it is.
It's true.
See, if you really want to connect, if you really want to be happy, you don't have to go looking for anywhere else. Happiness is inside you. It's already there inside you. You just have to create enough light to be able to see it. Right now, there is all darkness. Okay, so that's why you need a guru. Gu means darkness. Ru means someone who removes it. Okay, guru. That's as simple as that.
The guru is a dispeller of darkness. Yeah,
Yes,
really nice. Uh, I heard that
hmm,
Hanuman's Gada is also called as Vajra, right?
yes,
And we also
yes.
have Thor's hammer, and it's also, I guess is it the same? Like because it's also resembles thunder and lightning. So would you like to
No,
give what
it's
is the
not the
difference?
same. This is uh, this is Indra's weapon. Okay, Indra is the god of lightning,
Mhm.
similar to Thor, but Hanuman was Indra's friend and also his student. Okay, Indra was his guru, so he blessed him with this. Okay, once Hanuman was a really small baby, and he was extremely intelligent, extremely wise, extremely powerful, and he was struggling to find the right teachers because he had all the qualities. He was better than his teachers. And what he was doing instead, he was playing around, troubling them, causing disturbances in the Gurukulam, you know, because he had a lot of powers. And he was enjoying it. He was just being a innocent child discovering his powers. One day his teachers complained that your son is like this, like this, like this to his mother. Okay. His mother like, why are you doing this? Because they're not teaching me anything. Whatever they're teaching me, it's I already know. I am teaching them. And they agreed, yeah, that's true, that's true. We learn a lot from him. Like then his mother is like, there is nobody more brilliant and bright in this world than the sun. You go to the sun, he will teach you. Manohar is like, okay, I will go to the sun. Okay. Next day the sun is rising, leaps, he swallows the sun. Okay. And then Indra comes on his Indra and the sun are like they're both celestial beings, gods, and they both work you know, in sync. If sun is affected, Indra is also affected. Indra is the god of lightning, thunder, clouds, rain, and he's also the leader of the gods. He's the king of the gods.
Mhm.
Okay, so Indra came on his elephant and struck the lightning on Hanuman's jaw here because he had swallowed the sun, right?
Yeah.
And he got shocked here. The sun was let out, let free, and Hanuman fell and he died.
Oh.
And then his father, Vayudev, who is the wind, wind, Vayu. Hanuman is Vayuputra. They call him Vayuputra, right? He came and he saw like his son, who he cares so deeply about, is dead and he's killed by his friends, Indra, you know, and all the other gods. So what Vayu did is he withdrew from all the worlds and life started choking. And then the gods came and pleaded, please let him, we'll revive your son, but please go back and restore the Vayu, which is the air, the wind, and the charge that it carries, the prana. Okay, people have heard this word prana, but prana is a Vayu. Vayu is there are multiple Vayus. There are 11 Vayus. The 11th Vayu is called Hanuman. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So he got this gift after he was resuscitated, after he was dead. They woke him up, they blessed him with immortality. All the gods gave him some of the other blessings. Indra gave him the Vajra. And Kubera, the god of wealth, he's always, sitting on a mongoose. He has his family of the tree spirits. Okay. They're light beings, you know. They're called Yakshas. He's the Yaksha Raja, Kubera. He gave him his Gada, okay, which brings a lot of prosperity around you. Okay. So electricity of the Vajra of Indra and the weapon of Kubera, Gada, fused together to form this called Vajra Gada that Hanuman has. Hanuman has so much energy that he concentrated both these things in one. Okay. And he has the Hanu. Hanu means this jaw that is swollen because of Indra striking him with the thunder. Okay. So yeah. So but what happened was he didn't actually swallow the sun. He went to the sun and he said, please teach me because nobody is willing to teach me and I want a teacher. I want to explore what is there in me. I have this pain of not being of value to anyone in my life, but only being trouble to so many people. And sun is like, I'm too hot. Cannot cannot handle. Go back to where you came from. It's like the pain of Hanuman is like the pain of learning is I can tolerate it, but the pain of being ignorant and the pain of not knowing what I'm supposed to do, what my dharma is, I can't take that pain. So I'll burn to ashes, but I will not go and learn from you. Please take me. Son is like, but I keep moving all the time. I have my horses, I have my charioteer. I keep moving all the time. You can't keep up with me. He's like, I will ride your chariot. You don't have to worry about it. I will ride your chariot. And son is like, okay, this guy seems, you know, very obstinate. So he said no. So Hanuman swallowed him. Otherwise, like, if you don't teach me, I will take you with me. I will eat you. I will, you know, I have this power. I'll eat you. So then Indra comes and he strikes. Then Suryadev also is like, I'm sorry, you come and you train. And then Suryadev gave him all the knowledge of the Vedas, the Puranas, of everything, Dharma and what he's supposed to do. He was able to see Rama, that Rama is connected to him and he has his life is to serve Sri Rama and his life is to also protect his Dakshina. Surya Dev said there are Dakshina that you have to do. Because I'll be teaching you, you'll have to give me the Dakshina, which is the compensation that you give to a guru for teaching you. Okay. Many people think it's money, but money is just you putting the commitment to learning. Money is not the real Dakshina. Dakshina is what a guru asks you to do from you. Okay. For me, teaching Hanuman Gada is Dakshina for my Guruji. Okay. So many people have different. I have other Dakshinas also. Parshuram had the Dakshina to save Ravan from getting killed from the prisons. Okay. Shiva told him to free Ravan. Okay. That was one of his Dakshinas. Okay. So Hanuman's Dakshina to his Guru was to protect his son Sugriv, no matter what. And Indra's son Vali, because Indra was also his Guru, Hanuman's Guru. Hanuman said that I will. Indra said, you also have to protect my son. These two are brothers, Sugriv and Vali. You have to protect both of them. So at the end, it happened that both of them ended up fighting with each other. So Hanuman is like, who do I protect? I have to protect both of them from each other. So that's what Hanuman was doing until Ram showed up. Okay, and like Adharma has to die. Yeah.
So it's beautiful. You explained the story, but it also relates to how a person who comes to a point where he gets so frustrated in life that he wants to know and understand what is his dharma in life. So that's why
Mm,
Hanuman went to Sun and he wanted to
mm,
because he was not feeling worthy to live anymore. That's why he
mm.
went and he wanted to ask the Sun God,
Yep,
which is like Sun is nothing but a guru.
yep,
So
yeah. Sun
What's
is a guru for a lot of people. Okay,
yeah?
Sun is the guru of a lot of people, and also the god that even Sri Rama worship. Okay, all over our world, even Egyptians, Mayans, Aztecs, even I don't know about the Norse gods because there's not enough sun there. But sun also plays an important part where you are.
There is an
Yeah.
important part of sun here as well because we
Mm-hmm.
have this midnight where it is like for the
Mm-hmm.
24 hours it's only sun here.
Mm-hmm.
It's also called as midsummer because it's only day.
Midsummer. Yeah.
So it's a big
Yeah.
festival and they like to worship sun as well, like to enjoy the summer. So they
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
fond of it as well.
Yes. So
Well,
Hanuman's journey. Yeah.
mhm.
Hanuman's journey is a testament for any sincere human being who wants to who wants to know what they're meant to do in this life and do that without any distractions or things that derail you from where you are on your track. Okay. Knowing that you're on your track is the greatest feeling. Okay, okay, I'm on my track. Okay, I need to do these things, but I'm on my track. Okay, that's it.
So the intensity that Hanuman had, if a person
Mm.
also has that intensity of knowing
Yes.
what his life purpose
Yeah.
is or what is the dharma of his life
Yeah.
is, so then
Yeah.
he will also get a guru, which is
Yep.
a sun, which will be acting as a
Correct.
sun for him for dispelling the
Correct.
darkness inside him.
Correct.
So could you explain what is dharma and how can one
Yeah.
find his dharma in life?
Dharma is your morals, and it's also your purpose. Both are the same thing. Having the moral authority over your purpose in life. So that's what dharma is. And yes, you have to have a no bullshit policy towards your dharma. No bullshitting, like Hanuman, you know. Even if I die now, doesn't matter. I've come all this way. If I don't get answers, you have surrendered, you know. It's like enough, man. Like there's no point of living like a life like this. People who find comfort and meaning in living a life of mediocrity or living a life of problems and being a problem, you know, being a problem themselves to other people and to themselves, who find comfort and meaning in that, dharma is not for them. When you have the absolute authority over your morals, for that you need to sense it. Okay, morals are different for everyone. Someone who is following the dharma as a vet. Okay, if you see a dog that is sick, you will take care of it. You will know how to fix it. Okay, you will go and call the animal rescue, ask them to take care of it. The dharma for me, if I see a dog that is sick, I will just bless that dog. I'll send good energy so that he finds. I'll not go out of my way and do things and like, oh, okay. There is a car accident. Okay, there is some person who wants a lift. Okay, I have space on my bike. I can make them sit behind me. I can take them. Is it my dharma? No. The school kids, okay. Once I was stopped by the school kid. Wait, 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 wait. I'm like, what? Like, I want to go to school. Can you drop me? I'm like, no. Why are you going to the school? I asked him. Like, because my parents told me to go. And do you want to go to the school? Like, no. Then why are you going? I asked him. Because I can't say no to my parents.
Mhm.
I told him like, either you tell them to figure this problem out, or you stop going to school. Don't worry, you'll find your answer. You'll go. But I'm not going to drop you because you have chosen to be miserable. You have chosen to be in this position and looking for help. There'll be people who will give you lift also, but this is the wrong encouragement that you will get. If I help you right now, you will feel encouraged to do this. Okay, I'm not going to help you. I'm going to say no to you. And that's what you need, because that's the right thing to do for me. Okay. So he understood. Like, okay. He made a, defeated face. But I told him, like, relax. Don't worry about it. You're too young. You have your whole life to figure it out. You'll figure it out. And he said, that's dharma, no? You have to know what a dharma is. People don't know. They something pops up in their feed. Okay. Rich Europeans finding a ad for some orphanage somewhere in Pakistan, refugee camp. They want to donate millions of dollars, and because they're feeling guilty, they have money, they can help. What's a dharma? Do you know whether this is right or wrong? Or are you doing it out of guilt, fear of judgment from other people, fear of judgment and criticism from yourself, not respecting yourself as a good human being? That's why you have to do things like this. A lot of people do it, and they're supposed to do it, they do it. It gives them good blessings and grace. They do it with devotion. And then you do it with devotion. Don't do it for your sake. Do it for the divine sake then. You do it if you have it. Many people come and they donate to us in the Gurukulam because they think that we are doing the right thing, and they can trust us with their wealth and with whatever. They invite us, come to our land, you can come here anytime. I have this beautiful beachside place. Anytime you and your guru want to come, you're welcome here. Just let me know. And this is somewhere in Croatia. It's a beautiful place. I'm like, yeah, it's all good. When the time is right, probably. Not now, because we are too busy trying to solve the problems here. If you want to be of use, then you better come here and get your nose and neck deep inside. If you feel that that's not what it's meant to do, then you learn, you deepen your practice, you become valuable, and you start helping people around you in your life, and you start solving your own problems. If you don't know what your dharma is, start solving your own problems of whatever it is, health, for example. You learn something. I learned a lot about health. I still get, comments from some people, how do you know so much about health and this and that and this and that? I'm like, it's because I had the pain. I couldn't go to doctors. I knew more than doctors. Google, you know, doctors are like you're doing one Google search. I have done degrees, for many, many years I have done degrees. I'm like, I have lived this suffering and you can't sense it, what I am able to sense. What you have understood is what was written in the book, which was old knowledge, and that's also not complete knowledge. When I started reading about how medicine and the education that doctors get has been so altered since the 1950s, there were a lot of therapies like heliotherapy. Okay, it's a therapy that patients with flu were given in early 90s, when there was a viral outbreak all over Europe. They were put in big camps outdoors, and for at least 2 to 3 hours in the day, in the early morning, the patients used to be kept outside in the sun so that they get the sun. The doctor doesn't know this. The doctor is like, sun causes cancer. It gives you blisters. It gives you, what's that called? Sunburn.
And
That's
cancer.
because you're not eating enough fats, and you're stuffing yourself with carbohydrates that creates inflammation. You're eating seed oils that are extremely toxic for you. That's why you're getting sunburns. Do you see other animals getting sunburns? Are we not a part of nature? What's our design? What's our makeup? Is the design and the makeup that's taught to you in your medicine, in your medical school, is that your design? Or there is a better design that nature has given you? All you have to do is learn to sense it and feel it and use it when you learn. Okay. I'm not saying whatever is being taught in the medicine is wrong, but it's 5%. Okay. If you can see 5% from one eye and you think this is how the world is, someone who with both eyes functional You can see 100% of what they're seeing, you know. They'll ostracize this kind of a person, you know, because 5% agrees with 5%, 5% agrees with 5%. So mediocre agrees with mediocre, ordinary agrees with ordinary. So we have this whole huge mass of ordinary and average health. And doctors are the sickest people, you know. You
Yeah.
look at the American Board of, Health, and all the, European Board of Health members, and how sick they are. Not right now, during the COVID, okay? That was the lowest point. Now there are some good changes happening. Fortunately, uh, there are some well aware people up there.
Yeah.
So it'll change. Yeah.
I wanted to ask one more question that when you start building more energy, you also start, I mean, I think you mentioned once that your dharma automatically comes to you.
Correct.
So you don't have to
Correct.
go out looking for it, but you have to start being
Correct.
ready to
Correct.
achieve and to receive that
Correct.
dharma one day. So you have to
Yeah.
start preparing yourself like
Yes.
using ancient martial arts skills.
Yes. Yes. Hanuman's dharma was to do Ram Seva. Okay. But in the meantime, he listened to his guru. He did his guru's work. That was his dharma. Okay. You have to learn to put your, okay. So your dharma is revealed to you when you have a lot of energy. Okay. And it keeps evolving. Dharma is never the same. Dharma for me, few years back, was to help people have a good blood result, blood work. Okay. The blood chemistry should be good. You should be able to see health. Okay. That was like people do horoscope reading and Jyotish and astrology. In so many years, this will happen, this will happen. The blood tells you that. Oh, if you're not fixing this, in the next few years, you're going to be diabetic. The next 6, 7 years, you're going to have neuropathy, where you will start losing and decaying the extremities of your body. Okay. You have low thyroid hormone. Very soon, you're going to feel like you don't have any control over your weight. You don't have any control over you start feeling cold at night. And all those symptoms you can see coming up in their future. You know exactly when this person is going to die when you look at the blood work. Okay. So that was my dharma in the past. Am I doing that now? No. Can I help someone with it now? Yes, but will I? No. Why? Because there are better people doing it. You go and learn from them. It's not my thing to do. I can point you in that direction. Okay. So that's my dharma. I will help you where you have to go. But Hanuman's dharma was to help Ram. So he was waiting for many, 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 many years, and Rama had to be in the right place where Sita is not there. She's kidnapped. He's looking for answers, you know, no help. He's just finding more and more good grace, but he needed Hanuman. He needed someone like Hanuman to establish a strong support that he needed, Rama needed. So he was just waiting for him. In the meantime, he was not going to prostitutes. In the meantime, he was not being a drunk. In the meantime, he was not behaving like an addict. Okay, my dharma is not here. You have to be patient, yes. But that patience itself is sadhana. You have to spend a lot of time doing practice. Build energy so much, 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 that you reach at a point in life where, like I told you, you'll not solve the small problem of Sugriv and Wali fighting. Hanuman is like, come on, man, I'm not here for this small problem. Not my Rama solved it with one arrow. Dead. Wali, gone. Okay, finished. Ram solved the problem, but Hanuman was waiting for his whole life for Rama. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, your problems are, you respect those problems because they're given to you. Okay. You will solve them. You'll play a part in that. But now people are taught it's me versus the world. Okay. It's me and I don't have any help. Okay. It's me alone. I'm a solopreneur. I have to do it alone. Nobody is with me. Okay. So they get into this trip. And your dharma is never to be alone. Your dharma is never to do anything alone in this life. Okay.
So
except your sadhana. Yeah.
there is this term called being more individualistic here. So, although, like, if you look at the ancient history, these were tribal peoples. They were like Viking tribes. There are like so many tribes here in the north as well. And now it's like they term themselves as individualistic society. So, I don't understand this. And recently, like, there has been so many, even in Europe, cases about mass shooting. As soon as people they start becoming a little bit older, they get a little bit cynical because they
Mm.
don't have control over their emotions and their mind.
Yep.
Although they are physically, if you look from the outside, they look fit, but then they don't have like that control over their spiritual body and their mental body.
Correct.
And
Correct.
I've also observed that
Mm.
many people they get licensed guns as well,
Yeah. Yeah.
just because in the social lineage it looks fine,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
nobody even is telling them that you have to prepare and heal your body first, like how we do with our ancient martial art tools.
Mm.
It's like we have to prepare our body first with that, and then
Mm. Mm.
only a very high weapon tool is handed over to a person.
Yep. Yep.
Can you share a little bit more light on that?
Yeah, you have to train with something like a knife or something like a Karla Katai or a Hanuman Gada is slightly more advanced because it takes certain connections to develop in your arms and in your body before you can learn Hanuman Gada. But it can be done as well if you know if you're meant for it. So that you behave more responsibly. Okay. When we give you these weapons, you don't go and start beating each other up. But when people have weapons like a gun, it's a lot of power with a lot of stupid. Okay. So when you start learning with this, you start learning to, okay, this is giving me some power, but also I have a lot of stupid here that is preventing me from using this responsibly, and it's creating problems and suffering around me. I might as well learn properly how to use this, which is a wooden weapon, okay, and let me learn to use it. Let me learn to see how it is making me stupid, and I will report to it to my teachers, and they will give me feedback. Okay, so people behave stupidly when they have power. Okay, because they have a lot of stupidity, and power cannot be sustained if they're stupid. You- So if you're extremely stupid and if you have a lot of power, you're gonna collapse. Okay, so people choose to be powerless and stupid. So you have to fix the stupid. It's just emotions. Stupidity is just emotions. When you stop getting into emotions, emotions are the meaning that you attach to the stories and the narratives you keep telling yourself of how this world is and how other people are and how you are the victim of other people, and how you are also not good enough to exist, you know. So you make enemies, so you make separations from others. Okay, you separate from others, you separate from nature, you build a tall house on the top of the hill away from everyone. Okay, and these people are like extremely stupid.
Yeah, they take like vacation homes. They are buying vacation
Yeah,
homes away from their own land. I
yeah.
mean, I've seen so many
I
people.
mean, I understand it, the need for it. I understand the need for it because even in the cities, there's lots of stupidity. Okay, we are full of EMF here. Okay,
Yeah.
so I understand the need for that, but the point here is when you are too focused on yourself, then it's very easy to get corrupted. You know, anyone can come and corrupt you. Okay, when you're a part of a tribe that is focused on solving bigger problems in this world, you can't get corrupted. Okay, when you're looking out only for yourself, you'll be an animal. But even animal works in tribes. You'll be an animal, an individual animal. Okay, lone wolf. That's who you will be. People are, lone wolves. They find a lot of glory. You know, it feels glorious to be a lone wolf. You know, you need other people who are aligned to your purpose. You need the deep connection with them and to be able to see what's that connection, what's the exchange of energy that's happening between people, the collaboration that you can create with them. These are all sensory. These are all senses that we have. You know, every tree is connected to the other internally under the ground, right? Is there a lot of disturbance here?
No, no, it's fine.
So every tree is connected to each other through the mycelium network, okay, underneath. That's how they support each other. Okay. I have this bamboo is taking up everything. Okay. Whatever I water, half of my lawn is dry because this bamboo is drinking everything. Okay. I try to water some of the plants near the bamboo. They're not growing only, but they're alive. They're being kept alive by the bamboo. Okay. The bamboo is like, I want to grow, and I want the bamboo to grow because it blocks the light that's coming from outside at night, so that I can be at night without any light coming and entering the eyes. Okay. So once you stop being stupid, okay, once you stop being stupid, you start getting control over your emotions, and you let them go. You don't want emotions anymore because emotions are just creating more obstacles towards your dharma, towards being who you are supposed to be in this life. Emotions are just the stories that you tell yourself about how oppressive this world is or how not good enough you are. Okay? So when you get rid of these things called emotions, you have something called senses that you start sensing, you start relying on your senses. It's called intuition and whatever, but it's just senses. And it needs more energy. You build your energy up. When you have a lot of energy, then you'll be able to sense, oh, this is right, this is wrong. Okay. As a child, you knew on the first day of school, you cried or you begged your parents not to send me to school because you knew that was the right thing. But your parents did it anyway. Okay. So you might have stood up for some people who were getting bullied in your childhood. Okay. I did that when I was a kid. I stood up to a lot of bullies and I used to beat up bullies. I became a bully of bullies. Okay. I was that person in my early childhood. And then I started getting beaten up by gangs. And then I had to change my strategies, how to go about this. So I used to do a lot of things in the school also, in the convent. Like I used to create rebel parties. Once in a 10th standard, because that's the right thing for me to do. Okay, because I want everyone to be feeling the pain that I am feeling of being utterly ignored and left without any useful skill that I can apply in this world. I don't have money. I have to fight with my parents for money. And you are taking all of the money by making me more and more disempowered. I don't have good relationships with anyone. There are bullies roaming around in the school and beating people up after the school ends outside the school. What are you doing? I was fed up of this, okay? So in 10th standard, it was the last day. They called it farewell, right? Farewell seminar party.
Yeah.
There was a big function that the school had organized of how grateful and all those things are. All the first benches were attending. Okay. The rest of the school was outside on the streets. And we were having our own farewell outside. We got food from outside and like we don't need that. Why do we need it? It's the wrong thing to do. It's like you being captive, you being captured and forced to be a prisoner, and you're supposed to enjoy it. Why will we enjoy it? We were not here with our full consent. We were not here willingly. Okay. Why the hell should we enjoy this treatment? Okay. No matter what kind of fancy soda that you're going to give us during lunch or fancy, delicious food that is tempting, because of this connection of tribe, it was not possible to corrupt us. Okay. But then they started threatening through our parents. They used to start calling our parents. And then their parents used to bully some people, and we used to suffer. Like we used to see the pain that my friend is undergoing because his parents are bullying him because he decided to come out and create this rebel party with the rest of the people. And then we used to feel like, how do we solve this problem? Okay. Few friends of mine committed suicide after 12th standard because of this thing. Like, okay, that's a learning for me. Like it can weigh down on someone's because of the stupidity. Okay, because of the emotions that you keep getting into. Okay. When you're able to let it go, I don't need to be a part of this. Who is telling me to go and come here to school? I can easily escape, right? I didn't use my brain to escape. I used my brain to help others escape. Okay. Me escaping was not the solution. But I used to get into emotions because I didn't have my guru back then. And it caused me a lot of problems that could have not been caused. We could have done something really fantastic if I had a guru back then. Okay. I waited and I suffered a lot before I could find a guru. Okay. And my guru had to suffer 100 times or more than that to find his guru. Okay, that's how it is. Every master is once a disaster. Okay. Disaster in their own subject also. I've been a disaster in Hanuman Gada, okay? Sometimes I can't even squat properly. Guruji comes here, he teaches me some things. He does it very easily. Zoop, 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 he does. I can't do 1% of it. And he makes faces. And I look at those faces. There is some lesson there, okay, in the expression that he makes. He doesn't use words. He just makes an expression. And I realize it changes something. Like, okay, 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, 1 month. I keep doing. I don't share it with anyone. When I'm able to get it right, then I record it, then I post it. Okay. But I'm as miserable as anyone on the first day. Okay. So it takes patience. It takes Dharma takes a lot of patience, is what I learned today from my guru. And I wanted to share it as well. It takes a lot of patience, and patience means a lot of health, a lot of wealth, a lot of relationships. You have to build on. Before Hanuman could find Ram, he had everything. He was friends with all the sadhu and sants in the forest.
Yeah.
He was protecting the emperor of Kishkinda, Wali, and his brother also, Sugriv. He had a lot of resources, okay, that he could summon to fulfill the dharma. That's who you need to be. That's your dharma. Gather resources, unite, and wait. Instructions come. So that's what we are trying to do here.
That's beautiful. Uh, can you also explain about Ram Niti now? Because you have mentioned so much about Hanuman and Ram. So give a little bit clarity about Ram Niti.
Yeah. Ram Niti is nothing but coming to agreement. Okay. Ram Niti is better than Chanakya Niti. Chanakya was the mentor of Prithviraj. No, who? Chandragupta Maurya. Not Prithviraj. Chandragupta Maurya. And his Niti is nothing but strategy. Okay. They refer to it. There's art of war. That's also Niti. Sun Tzu, right? There are so many, right? There are some modern day, gurus who are also writing some nitis, economic, financial nitis. But this is the niti of kingdoms. Okay. It's a strategy of king and kingdoms coming to agreement. Okay. Uniting based on moral agreement on all the levels. Not just you and me agreeing morally on one right thing, but disagreeing with, you know, Hindus and Muslims get together when there is flood. Okay, or when Gaza Strip, if there is a massive flood, all the Jews and Muslims will be together trying to set up whatever it is. They'll not keep fighting with each other. Okay, they agree at that point that we have to solve this problem. Once that problem is solved, they start hating each other and they start. Okay, where's the agreement? The agreement was only there for a short while because both had the common problems. Okay, enemy's enemy is my friend, so I agree with the enemy of my enemy. Even though we disagree on 99 aspects, we agree on one thing, that this is our enemy. Okay, let's hate this person. Okay, that's the whole idea of this country called Pakistan. Okay, their whole identity was formed because of hatred towards India. Pakistan's only unite because they hate India. Okay, come on. But when India is not in the picture, they hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
They're not able to unite because of corrupted morals. They don't know and destroyed the culture of that land and no morals, just going all everywhere, out of control. Okay, growing and breeding out of control. Okay, families who have 30 kids. Okay, without a shelter, without enough food. Stupidity, right? And then it's the same thing in the West. It's connected. Oh, these these are poor people. Let me go and help them. Emotion, stupidity. Okay, but shared. Okay, so people do this because they think that is morally right for them. Okay, but it's not morally right. It's stupidity. Stupidly right. If you're stupid, then it is right. But if you're really sensing your morals, you need a lot of energy. You need to stop associating yourself with the stories of judgment, okay, moral judgment towards other people. Moral judgment is nothing but you thinking that you're better than someone. Okay, this person treated me like this. They you put them in a box. That's moral judgment. Okay, these people, this person needs help. Okay, so who are you, savior? Who is that victim? Okay, it's a moral judgment. You don't see that as a person who has a gift, who can you can facilitate that so that they can solve that problem rather than you getting into this frame of savior. Okay, people love to be saviors, especially the European. They put on the guise of savior, and when people don't appreciate their, them saving, being saved because they didn't ask for it, they feel disrespected, and then they try to occupy. Okay, that's what happened. Even in India, that's what happened. Okay, British were supplying some weapons and all of this and that. They were helping the trade of Indian spices and all. But we don't need, our economy is already thriving. Oh, you don't need us. We'll come and occupy it. So, scarcity, fear. Oh, what if this person rejects us?
Yeah.
Okay. So, morally judging people for being bad, okay, for being ugly. People are not ugly. It's the stories that they're surrounded with. All you have to see that invisible field that they're surrounded by and be able to push it aside, and then you see the gift inside it. And that's when they're able to be vulnerable to you. They'll share their vulnerability with you, and you'll be able to give them the seed or the care that that seed needs. Okay, the seed is vulnerability, and the water that it needs is care. Okay, when you give that person's care is nothing but energy. You give them some energy, and you help them reflect whatever light they have now back on themselves. That is care. You don't have to solve their problem. That's not care. You have to help them become aware that they can solve this problem. They have everything in themselves to come to the root of this problem and solve it. And that's it. That's all you have to do to help and care for someone. Okay. So that's how people start caring, and they don't need to be stupid anymore. They can agree because there is care at the foundation of human relationships. Respect, care, devotion at the foundation of the relationships. There is agreement. That is Ram Niti. Okay. But Ram Niti involves you to be able to see all that black cloud of shit that this person is surrounded by, be able to push it aside and see what's there inside actually. For as it is, without having any biases or moral judgments of the black cloud that's surrounding you. Okay. So you have to see past that, and you have to see past others' bullshit. You have to see past your own bullshit to be able to connect. Okay. People connect. People are meant to have connections. We have those connections that connect us and that give each other, energize each other. No matter we have been the worst of enemies in the past, okay, we can still agree and we can connect with each other. We can move on from the past.
It's
Okay?
like also like creating a symbiosis between two different worlds as
Correct.
and
Correct.
the,
Hanuman is Kapishwara, which means he has the blueprint of the intelligence, the social intelligence. Okay, this is social intelligence between human beings. Kapi means monkey or ape, or Ishvara is the lord of the apes. He's the god of the apes. So all the social Hanuman has, you start downloading it in your body and you start connecting with other people. You have this wisdom inside you to see through bullshit and have those formations. Okay. Ram Niti means in removing those karmas that prevent, you know, from the root, you remove them. Okay. So karmas are invisible informations behind the effect. Okay. Behind the effect and also the future effect and the past effect. Okay. The software behind that is the karma. And the karma of everything and everyone is stored in the sky. You can just go and change it. Okay. You can shift your perspective by first taking out the shit karma and then you create a better karma and you put it there. You ask for the grace to stay. Okay. But first you have to remove the karma. You have to see the story. Two people, lifetimes of enmity can go away if you just learn this art of Ram Niti. And we teach it it's been taught by Tulsidas in Hanuman Chalisa as well. Okay. Nobody understands Hanuman Chalisa because nobody pays attention because nobody has energy. They just Jai Hanuman Gyani Sagar Jai Kapi Sati Lok Ujagar Ram Dut Atulit Baladam Anjani Putra Pavan Sutanama. Let's go drink on this song. Okay, that's what happens. It's pathetic. We have to change it. We need powerful people to be able to change it. Okay, that power should be there within you to be able to change it. So it will come. We are patient. It's a long game. Yeah.
so that's wonderful. It's like also to remove the stupidity, you have to be clear with your purpose, you have to be clear with your dharma in life, and also you should have association with the spiritual lineage, with a spiritual guru, and in a gurukulam, in a system where you have a
Yeah.
tribe which is supporting you.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Tribe supporting you and you supporting the tribe goes both ways. Okay. You have to be, if tribe is supporting you, you have to be more supportive. Okay. Like, because you want to give that back, and reciprocity is something that you start learning. Okay. Okay. This person cares about me. I need to care more about them. Okay. Because this person is valuable to me because they care about me. Okay. Start learning these things. You don't understand these things because we are living in a society devoid and absent from all of this. So it's the grace of Hanuman that we have it now. We are creating it at this time and this age. And my Guruji is extremely driven and he's getting like he's shifting mountains, with his power. And he needs people like us to increase our energy so much that we can shift mountains and help him with this. So it's just agreement. Okay. That's it. If the branch agrees with the trunk, then the tree will be stable. If the branch agrees, okay, I don't need to grow here, I'll grow under. Okay. Or if the branch starts disagreeing with the tree, what will happen? The branch will dry. It will just drop. Okay. The trunk will decide to remove it. It has some disease. Okay. There's a clot that comes at the junction of the branch and the trunk. There's a clot that forms, and that branch is like withering, withering, withering away. And the tree is also withering, withering, withering away. That's what happens. Okay. Most of the relationships. Because they can't care. So we have to learn to care. Yeah.
okay, so we are now at the end of our podcast. What message would you like to give to the youth of the society?
Solve the problems that you have right now in your own life. Once you start feeling confident in your abilities to solve problems, start helping people. Find a guru, be relentless. Don't be passive about it. Don't be don't be casual about it. Find a guru, adopt the tribe, train hard, learn, and do devotion. Learn to care about yourself first. Show up for yourself in a respectable manner, and people will start reciprocating to you because they can see someone who is respectable and who can add respect in this world. That's attractive. You start attracting people in you, with you, in this journey. Okay, you don't need to go and solve these problems of loneliness, being alone, of addictions and relief, and none of that is going to work for you. All you need is surrender to this process of Dharma.
Well, thank you so much, Acharya Kunal. Thank you.
My pleasure. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.